Wave.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Monday of this week, we saw the dismissal of Tucker Carlson from Fox News, and the leftist media just reveled in the news.
Wave. You know, we'll talk more about it tomorrow but we wanted to make sure that we let you know what was going on.
Well, can I ask the audience if they'll help me do something? Come on, folks. Na 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 na. Hey, goodbye.
Tucker's departure was immediately followed by the news of CNN's dismissal of Don Lemon, which for some reason wasn't met with the same fervor over at The View, even though Don has been accused of sexism and misogyny.
I will say that I don't believe, in my experience with him, that he's a misogynist. I think he loves women.
He's gay, right? What's really bothering The View?
And I hate that people are comparing Tucker's firing with Don's firing.
Yeah, because it showcases the left's pure hatred for those that they disagree with. It compares it with their ability to suddenly forgive sexism.
I don't believe, in my experience with him, that he's a misogynist. I think he loves women. He loves his mother.
He loves his mother. ABC's Good Morning America led with the news on Tucker the next morning.
Boxed out. Overnight, new details inside Tucker Carlson's sudden departure from Fox News.
The new details were basically, he's out. But watch the time as ABC spends 6 minutes on the topic.
The shakeup at Fox News. We're learning new details about the top host Tucker Carlson's departure from the network.
Wow, but what about Don Lemon and CNN?
Another big cable news shakeup. Don Lemon out at CNN. We'll have more on that in our next half hour. Rebecca?
They'll get to that later, maybe a half hour from now. It's not worth spending time on. He does love his mother, though.
He loves his mother.
Apparently that goes a long way. In a CNN This Morning segment on Fox's firing of Carlson, repeated mentions were made of an alleged culture of misogyny and sexism. But there's not a peep about Lemon's transgressions from his former co-hosts, some of whom were actually name-dropped earlier this month in the Variety article that set the stage for Don's dismissal.
This report comes on the heels of an interview given by Abby Grossberg, a former Fox producer who's suing Fox now over what she described in the lawsuit as a sexist, hostile work environment. CNN media analyst Sarah Fisher joins us now, also media reporter for Axios. It was a very long, in-depth interview. What is the biggest takeaway?
Not one of them asked if Tucker loves his mother. I mean, that's really what's important, right? I'm also surprised that Don Lemon's name never came up while discussing this topic. I mean, aren't you? CNN is busy avoiding facts, but over on MSNBC, they'll just make crap up. Here's a segment on how abortion is somehow safer than women giving birth.
The data shows us that a woman is 14 times more likely to die by carrying a pregnancy to term than by having an abortion. We know this.
That's an absurd claim, and of course a baby dies every time that there's an abortion, but
we know through data that's posted online by the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, that we rank about 55th in the world in terms of maternal mortality.
Assuming for the sake of argument that you take everything Michelle Goodwin said at face value, nothing she cited is a moral justification for killing an innocent life. But MSNBC's Nicole Wallace, she doesn't push back or question any of these claims. She just promoted blaming Republicans.
And I mean, there's, right? I mean, they counted on people not knowing anyone with a uterus. I mean, just talk about how this went so far off the rails for them, Michelle.
Well, it is so far off the rails, and I really appreciate you centering that.
Off the rails indeed. Maybe there were no real questions for Goodwin because she couldn't get them handed to her in advance by the press. You know, like Joe Biden does. Biden photographed this week at a presser with a picture of a reporter, instructions on how to say her name, and how she would ask a question on semiconductor manufacturing, which she dutifully did. after he called on her.
But we have seen the president in the past carrying around these note cards with details about the events, where he needs to go, the people that he's meeting with. Now, these types of moments are things that Republicans have seized on.
Darn those Republicans, seizing on the poor media for working hand in glove to promote the Biden administration. MSNBC's Andrea Mitchell actually deems it controversial to disagree with decrees put forth from Joe, especially if they come from Governor Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, and what he said, though, is controversial. It is contradictory to what the administration, in an unusual public split with Israel, has been saying.
Yeah, what would make disagreeing with Biden's take on Israeli politics so controversial?
Yeah. You've got basically DeSantis taking the position that Donald Trump, that Mike Pompeo, that many conservative Republicans have taken in siding with Netanyahu.
Oh, well, it's a position supported by many Republicans, so it has to be controversial. Nothing like the state media. They hate it when you call them that, though. In fact, PBS is still whining that Elon Musk labeled NPR government-funded media on Twitter.
I think it has a lot to do with Elon Musk's frustration with the media. We see that manifesting in various ways. He's punished, for example, New York Times. He took away the New York Times blue check mark a few weeks ago. Why? Who knows? He punished NPR by labeling them as government funded.
Oh, and why would he have done that?
And while NPR is government funded, it was clearly targeted.
So even though it's true that they are government funded, they just don't like it. The truth is not something to be embraced. It's just too controversial for the leftist media.
It is controversial.
But it's okay. You know, I'm sure they love their mothers.
He loves his mother. He loved his sister.
I'm Eric Shiner for MRC-TV, asking you to head over to the MRC homepage, click on the donation button to support videos like this one, visit MRCTV.org for the latest in videos, entertainment, and information. Please like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the platforms that let you see us. Rumble always has all of our content, and we'll be back next week with another look at leftist media madness.